These 13 books are my favorite standalone fantasy novels, and I think you should pick up every single one of them. Especially if you are a beginner to fantasy, some of these are really good choices, so let's talk about it. One of my favorite books to recommend to someone who is brand new to fantasy is Trust of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. It is just full of whimsy, humor, but also really dangerous, and the plot is so exciting. The Lost Story by Meg Schaefer. Think the Chronicles of Narnia, but mix in a little bit of like a suspenseful mystery. If you have not read a book by M.L. Wong, then you are missing out. We have Blood Over Brighthaven as well as The Sword of Kaigan. This is more of a classic fantasy with some like airbender type magic and some battles. It is heartbreaking. Blood Over Brighthaven is more dark academia, full of female rage and tearing down the system. Another one that is sort of like tearing down the system is Babel by R.F. Kuang. The magic system relates to translation, and it is just so interesting, and it is so worthwhile. Next, we have Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. This book is short and has some of the most beautiful writing and imagery I have ever experienced in a fantasy book. It gets a little weird and fever dreamy, and I love that. Similarly with the next one too. This is, again, one of my favorite books of all time, and the pinnacle of flowery, lyrical, poetic writing. It is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. The final bit of the synopsis is my favorite thing. It makes me want to cry every time. It says, "You are invited to join Zachary on the Starless Sea, the home of the storytellers, the story lovers, and those who will protect our stories at all costs." I love recommending this next one to people who are big into mysteries and thrillers but want to dabble in fantasy. Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. This is 100% like a mystery thriller but fantasy for sure. There's a magical island, small town drama, and very intense mysteries ensue. This one, I mean, like, all of these are so good. But The Crane Husband by Kelly Barnhill is so short. You could read it in a sitting. And it is the best magical realism that I have read in a very long time. It's very emotional, and it touches on grief and having to grow up very fast. Next, we have Kaike by Vishwanavi Patel, a beautiful feminist reimagining of a mythological tale. The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. Three estranged sisters have to come together and heal their bond, go into the deepest magics that they have in order to save Salem and the world, maybe? I actually have a tattoo kind of loosely based on this book. I just love her. Her and her crow. The Spear Cuts Through Water by Simon Jimenez. The narrative is stunning. I definitely recommend immersion reading this, meaning listening to it with audio while following along with your eyes. It is about two warriors shepherding an ancient god across a broken land to end the tyrannical reign of a horrible emperor and his three sons. The final one is still technically a standalone. It is Elantris by Brandon Sanderson, and I think about this book literally every single week. It is so fun, so good. The magic system and world building is just top tier. Let me know which ones you might pick up, and also let me know your favorite fantasy standalones down below in the comments. I will see you again so soon.